A man posted a video in 2023 that got 4.2 million views. In it, he's rating women's bodies. He stops on one and says, and I'm quoting, "Nah, that BBL is crazy. That's too much. That looks disgusting." The comments cheered him on. 40,000 likes. Men agreeing, women agreeing. But here's what nobody mentioned in those 40,000 comments. 3 years earlier, that same demographic of men was telling women with flat bodies that they were built like boys, that curves were everything, that if you didn't have an ass, you weren't desirable. And some women, broke, insecure, desperate to be chosen, went under the knife to give them exactly what they asked for. So my question is this: who exactly is disgusting here? You brush twice a day. You use mouthwash. You carry mints everywhere. And your breath still comes back? I spent years thinking I was doing something wrong. Turns out, I was treating the completely wrong thing. Bad breath that keeps coming back isn't a mouth problem. It's a gut problem. The full breakdown is on screen right now. Scan it or grab the link in the description.
Okay, so I saw my first BBL yesterday in person. And I just want to say that is one of the most unattractive things I've ever seen a woman have on herself, ever. Do people really think that you're literally like a stick, naturally skinny, and a whole lump of clay, and then stick legs actually looks good? That's insane. I was walking, just in the shop, minding my business, and I just saw, wait a minute, something in the air, the environment, the elements, there's a disturbance in the force. And I turned to my left and I saw like a vertical turtle. It was ridiculous. Guys.
Now, the popular take on this is simple. Men have preferences. Preferences change. That's just attraction. Nobody controls it. Nobody owes anyone a body type. And if the BBL look has fallen out of fashion, that's just how trends work. Bodies are like hairstyles. What's in today is out tomorrow. Nobody's obligated to find anything attractive forever. And honestly, that argument sounds reasonable on the surface. Here's the one thing that cracks it open. Attraction trends among the general public don't move on their own. They get manufactured. They get sold. And when a body modification that requires general anesthesia, weeks of painful recovery, a non-trivial risk of death, when that becomes a trend, someone profited on the way in. The question this video is actually about isn't whether preferences are allowed to change. It's about who's responsible when the preference that changed had a body count.
That BBL smell, yeah, that was real. But that's that's not the crazy part. Not only do BBL smell, like they have a distinct, terrible smell. I didn't know if you was talking about this. They're like, go find your video or tweet and like make you delete it. Like, it was supposed to be a conspiracy theory that BBL smell. Like, they didn't want that to get out for some reason. Why not? That sounds like something very important to note. That. And now, like, doing the research, like, okay, is this really, like... And, like, people like, no, it's dead ass, bro. Like, not, no pun intended, but, like, it's like dead tissue placed in your ass. And because that's in there, you give off a rotten smell. That is crazy insane. Like, that shit said that, boy, you smell like a dying horse. Now, I don't know what the fuck that means, because I've never been in front of a dying horse. But, like, yeah, that shit, that don't sound good, bro. And it's crazy that y'all were trying to hide that facts, I guess, to not deter people away from you or getting BBLs. I'm glad this shit is spreading like wildfire, because, man, I am very much an advocator of you got to be happy with yourself. And if you can't change those attributes by getting into the gym, like, it just may not be for you, bro. Like, no matter how hard I try, man, I'm not going to pass. I'm not going to be past 5'10", bro. I'm just going to have to accept I'm a short ass nigga. You might just have to accept that you don't got junk in your trunk, and that's okay. You know, like, it's just okay. I think that's like, being okay with it is a better alternative than smelling Like a dead horse, bro. I don't know what that means. Bro, like, you want to have fat ass and then smell like debris? I just don't feel like that's a good trade-off. In the words of Drake, nigga, that don't sound like a fair trade to me.
Let's start with something basic that most people, if they're honest, already know. The BBL boom wasn't organic. It was engineered. Between 2015 and 2020, the Brazilian butt lift became the fastest growing cosmetic surgery in the world. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons reported a 77% increase in DBL procedures over a 5-year window. That's not a coincidence. That's the result of a specific beauty standard being hammered into the culture from every direction at once. Music videos, Instagram algorithms, celebrity bodies, rapper lyrics, magazine covers, all pointing in the same direction. Bigger is better. Curves are power. Flat is invisible. Women didn't wake up one day and collectively decide they wanted to risk fat embolisms for a rounder silhouette. They were told, repeatedly, loudly, from platforms they trusted, that their natural bodies were insufficient. And here's what makes this layer 1 and not layer 3. This part isn't even controversial. Most people, when pressed, will admit the beauty standard was pushed. They just don't follow the chain of responsibility far enough. Because if the standard was manufactured, then the men who absorbed that standard and repeated it to the women in their lives weren't just expressing preferences. They were acting as unpaid distributors for someone else's product. The women who got the surgeries were the consumers. The men who demanded the look were the demand signal. But somebody was selling. And that somebody is not who most people are mad at right now.
It gets worse, because now we need to talk about what happened when the trend flipped.
First you're crying, then you're roasting me? Like, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, I was gonna pay Dr. Young to, like, fix it. I was gonna pay him another 20
Good. Feel bad, because that's how you just made me fucking feel. That's how you just made me fucking feel. I'm over here sleeping, trying to get rest, and you're over here hurting my feelings for no reason. Like, I haven't done anything to you, and you're over here hurting my feelings, and then you wake me up out of my sleep.
I'll literally pay that 20, 30K to fix your butt. Like, I don't really care. Like, all my sides give me money, I don't care. I can literally, like...
What sides, guy? You're over here so stupid, bro. What sides?
I'm just horny, babe. Like, I came to touch up on you. You're like,
really annoying me.
you're hard instead of me being hard.
You're really annoying me, bro. I'm getting hot. You know what it's like?
Call your guys come fucking pick you up, I don't understand.
Do you know what it's like to be punched in the face by a girl? Because I'm fucking punched like a girl.
Your wrist will break. If you punch his nose, it's huge.
No, I'll fucking fix it for you. Free fucking nose job right there. You don't gotta give a shit. I mean,
why are you so mean?
Because you woke me up being mean. I'm just giving you the same energy back. I'm just giving you the same energy back. You wanna be mean? I'm gonna be straight fucking mean to you. Like, you think I'm fucking always gentle and stuff. Like, I'm nice.
Go to bed.
I'm nice until you push me to be a
You're
fucking bitch.
cranky, dude.
I'm resting. I'm resting.
For hours?
I just had surgery. Yes. Yes. I'm on pain meds. What do you want from me? My body is healing. Oh my god.
Go to sleep, stupid bitch. Go
Why
fucking
stupid
fix your
bitch
ass,
you?
stupid bitch. Fucked up BBLs. Fucked up BBLs. Your fucking waist is not
Fucked
snatched.
up. Big ass nose. Fucked up. Eyebrows. Fucked up. Dick.
I'm about to go put some dick in a fucking bitch. Cause my female not giving me.
She's gonna send you right back. She's gonna send you right.
Here's the steel man for the men calling BBLs disgusting now, and I want to give it its full weight. The argument goes, aesthetics shift, and calling out a look that now reads as overdone or unnatural isn't cruelty, it's honesty. In fact, some argue it's helpful. If men are no longer attracted to extreme body modifications, isn't it better for women to know that? Isn't that more honest than pretending? The men who are vocal about preferring natural bodies now might actually be doing women a favor by being transparent about what they find attractive. That's the best version of the argument. And for about 15 seconds, it almost holds. Here's where it collapses. The women who got BBLs between 2016 and 2022 didn't get them because they thought it was cool. The data is clear on this. The overwhelming driver of cosmetic surgery decisions among women under 35 is partner preference and perceived social desirability, not self-expression, not body autonomy, partner preference. They made a permanent, dangerous, expensive physical alteration to their body because men told them, directly or through cultural proxy, that the body they had wasn't enough. And now those same men, or men exactly like them, are making viral content calling the result disgusting. You watched those videos. You laughed at those memes comparing natural bodies to BBL bodies. You shared that post. You used the word botched as a punchline. You were part of this.
Somebody said seeing a BBL in person is like seeing a Cybertruck in person. You'd be like, oh my gosh, there go BBL. And then people are in the comments saying shit like, yeah, I seen a BBL in the Japanese garden and it like completely disrupted my peace. Somebody said they saw a BBL at the grocery store and they was just like, oh my gosh, why do you need groceries? Why do you need groceries? Like, bitches with BBLs, they can't get groceries. They can't go to church. Somebody said they feel uncomfortable in church when they seen a BBL. Somebody said they feel like BBLs is only for Instagram and for the club. BBL should never see broad daylight. And then I just couldn't have a BBL because what do you mean I could no longer be a teacher? I can't work at a grocery store. They said bitches that got BBLs, they can't live in Colorado because what the fuck is a BBL doing in Colorado? This girl said she seen a BBL at a pawn shop and she was just like, what do you need to
Here's the question I need you to sit with before we get to the part that nobody wants to say out loud. If men created the demand and women paid the price to meet it, and now men are calling the result disgusting, who in this equation ever faced a consequence?
Here's what nobody is saying. The beauty industry, the surgeons, the clinics, the financing companies that offered payment plans for cosmetic procedures, the influencers who got paid to normalize it, they made billions on the way in. And they are making billions on the way out. Right now, the fastest growing cosmetic surgery trend is BBL reversal. Fat removal, lipo to undo the lipo. The same industry that sold women the BBL is now selling them the antidote. And the women who can't afford the reversal are being sold shapewear to disguise the results of surgery they got to be desirable to men who now find it undesirable. This is not a coincidence. This is a business model. The villain in Layer 1 was the manufactured beauty standard. The villain in Layer 2 was the men who enforced it. But the villain who never shows up in the discourse, the one who's been laughing the whole time, is the industry that understood from the beginning that beauty standards aren't destinations. They're conveyor belts. You don't profit once, you profit every time the standard moves, because there's always a woman at the back of the line still trying to reach the last checkpoint while the finish line has already moved. Here's the reversal twist, and I need you to actually hear this. The influencers and surgeons and content creators who told women in 2018 that the BBL was the pinnacle of desirability, they have already pivoted. They're posting about natural beauty now, about clean girl aesthetics, about how less is more. They're getting engagement on their new content, sponsorships from new brands, and views from new audiences. The women with surgical scars and altered anatomy cannot pivot. They are the last ones holding the bag, and the people who sold them the bag have already moved on to selling the next one. Now, let me steelman the other side, for real. And I want to be honest, that's not a nothing argument. Bodily autonomy runs both ways. If we believe women have the right to alter their bodies without justification, then we have to accept that includes making choices that don't pan out. Nobody forced anyone into a surgical suite. Preferences are not mandates. I'll sit with that. Here's why it still doesn't hold up, specifically. The bodily autonomy argument only works in a vacuum. It assumes women were making free choices from a position of full information, stable self-worth, and zero social coercion. And for some women,
That's probably true. But we have the data on why most women pursued cosmetic surgery during the BBL boom, and it wasn't autonomous self-expression. It was external validation seeking driven by a beauty standard that was actively promoted by the same demographic, now calling the results disgusting. You cannot simultaneously tell someone their worth is tied to their appearance, profit from their insecurity, and then retreat to personal choice when the consequences arrive. That's not a principle. That's a way of never being responsible for anything. The preferences change argument is valid in a world where preferences are formed naturally. It does not apply when preferences were manufactured by an industry, amplified by social media, enforced by interpersonal rejection, and acted on through irreversible surgery. Context matters, and the context here is damning.
Beneath the surface, the cycle of manufactured body standards followed by manufactured disgust is not about aesthetics. It is a wealth transfer mechanism. Money flows from insecure people toward industries that produce and then dissolve the standards those insecure people are chasing. The BBL discourse, both the demand phase and the disgust phase, was profitable. The women whose bodies are permanent evidence of a trend that lasted 6 years are not part of the profit. They are the proof of concept. This serves the industry. It serves the content creators on both ends of the trend. It does not serve the woman who financed a surgery at 24 to be chosen and is now 30, single, and being told she looks fake. What does a person with self-respect do instead? They stop auditing their body against a standard they didn't choose. They recognize that any standard aggressive enough to push someone toward irreversible surgery was never about beauty. It was about compliance. And they understand that the people loudest about what a woman's body should look like are, in almost every documented case, the least reliable narrators of what they actually value. The men who demanded BBLs and are now calling them disgusting did not change their values. They never had values. They had a preference manufactured for them, and now they have a new one, also manufactured for them. The tragedy is not that the standard changed. The tragedy is that anyone organized their life around it.
So here's where I leave you. If you think the men calling BBLs disgusting right now are just expressing honest preferences, tell me exactly where my logic breaks down. I'll read every comment. Not skim, read. But if you're in the comments defending the preferences change argument, I want to know, at what point does a man become responsible for the cultural pressure he enforces? Is it only when there's a signed contract? Because if the answer is never, you're not defending preferences. You're defending the ability to cause permanent harm with zero accountability. Drop a 1 if you think the industry is the primary villain here. Drop a 2 if you think the men who enforced the standard share the blame. Drop a 0 if you think this is genuinely a personal choice issue and I've got it wrong. Let's see where this audience actually stands.